And now it's time for another stimulating episode of Ask a Superhero. This question comes from Jonathan from Woodstock, Georgia. Where do babies come from? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to ask Spider-Man that question. But hey, I'm not here to judge. I'll answer all questions equally, even if they're highly awkward. It's definitely going to be a tough one to answer, Jonathan, but I'm going to give it my best. There's a lot of awkward and touchy subjects when it comes to where babies come from. Sometimes it even grosses me out to talk about it, or even think about it. You know, for starters, Jonathan, there's some people out there who shouldn't even be allowed to impregnate the opposite sex. Tom Cruise. I just think some people shouldn't be allowed to have children. Tom Cruise. I mean, it's not that they're necessarily crazy or mentally defective. Tom Cruise. I just think certain people need to reevaluate their lives before they take that step. Tom Cruise. You know, some people might even forget to feed their child. Tom Cruise. But hey, I'm not out here to judge. So why don't we go ahead and get started on answering your question, Jonathan? Yeah. Well, it all starts with a man and a woman. And they, get together and... Okay, this is a little harder than I thought it was going to be. But I'll pull through. There's got to be a way. If only I could avoid all these awkward parts. Because trust me, I know how it happens. It's just tough to explain. Well, okay, I've got it. I'm going to give you this full, all-out explanation, no details removed. However, whenever I get to a part of this explanation that I find awkward or highly disturbing to explain, I'm going to replace it with a particular word. And what's that word going to be? Cookies. Because I just love me some cookies. Well, Jonathan, brace yourself and get the nearest bucket, because here we go. As I said, it all starts with a man and a woman. And after a lot of courtship and hanging out and movie watching, Sleepless in Seattle, they start to get into that romantic mood. And they start to talk about finances and whether or not they could afford a child. And once they've fidgeted the budget around to be able to afford one of these little monstrosities, the parents decide to start the baby-making process. Alright, here we go. First, the man and the woman start to cookie. And this continues for several minutes, and then moves on to cookies. This continues, and the male and female begin to remove their cookies. Oh, this is awkward. The male then proceeds to reveal his cookie. He then cookies his cookie into the woman's cookie. This then continues, and eventually cookies are released into the woman's cookie. Soon, the man's cookies find their way to the woman's cookie. The two combine, and this is where the baby begins to grow. And after 9 months of pregnancy, the baby comes out of the woman's cookie. The doctor then cleans off the newborn and hands it to the mother and father. Ugh. Okay. I hope never in my career to ever receive a question like that again. A lot had to be edited out of this episode, and I hope that footage never reaches the cutting room floor. If there seem to be more cuts than usual in this episode, it's because I would have to pause and vomit. But thanks a lot for your question, Jonathan. And that's all for this episode of Ask a Superhero. Now get out there and make some babies!